Very good, and let's get it back underway then. It's Bagpipes in Bordeaux, and it absolutely is. I'm very happy with the situation because, wouldn't you know it, we actually have managed to spread our disgusting Highland culture all over the place. I mean, one could really say game, set, and match, you've done it. But I want to keep playing for a few reasons. I'm not usually one that wants to keep a campaign going when you're just flogging a dead horse. But I'm curious to see how things unfold with the colonization. I've never actually done it in a campaign before. Good and proper, and that's what we'll do. Taking the islands, we've taken Nova More, and I think my aspirations are to maybe take some Central America, take the Darien, and head on south and grab potatoes. And I just want to see how things evolve from there. You know, what other AIs come and take over land here? How do overseas conflicts work? How much money can you make out of it? More like an information diving campaign now. And yes, you can read this kind of stuff up, but I prefer to experience it. That way it stays in the head a whole lot better. And who knows, you might find some new things to use and exploit. Plus, we haven't seen Reformation. There's a whole lot of things that I still want to see. And we can see them whilst we continue to have our scheduled beatdowns on France every 7 or 8 years to continue to steal land from them and propagate our culture. Very good. In that case, let's get going. Let's get going by clearing out a lot of these things. They keep coming back. Alright, I do not need the welcome screen. I'm pretty sure I've even told you, don't show this. But it keeps coming back and back. Get out of here. I don't care about you, or you, or you. I definitely don't care about forming Great Britain. I don't care about underage air. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, these things are pretty nonsense. And I certainly don't want a slave conversion law, do I? Well, this one does give humanist, which I'm very fond of. But I don't like cheesing off the clergy because they are ones that give me better research speed. Have mercy, Jake. I've not finished watching the last 11-hour stream. And Gameplay says they're still watching the RimWorld series. Oh, man. Is it the 500% run of RimWorld? Because that was so good. Potentially too good. Like, it's killed my desire to play any more RimWorld because it was just so final. Right, what do I want to do? Although I said I wasn't going to bother with these explorations, I've changed my mind on it. I want to get on the case because it won't be too long until my current charters are up. And what's the point? Why is this one so slow? Perhaps we'll never know. Yeah, I want to keep my exploration going here rather than sitting around and not doing more colonization, even though it leads to this exodus of my people. It's really cool that this shows migration lines. And you can see where everybody's going. It actually gives you some time to think about why Edinburgh failed as a city. Perth is actually more desirable. I wish I'd taken time to look at this before. The migration attraction of Perth is 0.46 and Edinburgh is only 0.35. So everybody wants to go to Perth, nobody wants to go to Edinburgh. Is that okay, though? See, in Perth, they have these amazing pearls, which are pretty good for Dosh, but I would still like to center a lot of my production in Edinburgh. It's a fairly nice natural harbour location. Although the trade goods in the area aren't that hot, I think I'd still rather have people go to Edinburgh than Perth. But on the other hand, I like the fact that it dynamically had Perth turn into the more desirable place for everybody to live. And of course that was due to it having a cathedral and I believe a university is there somewhere. Well, I thought it was due to there being a university. Yes, there is. How am I not seeing it? It's right there, right between where I was looking. The best place to hide something. Yeah, and as Edinburgh does not have this kind of infrastructure, nobody wanted to move there, despite me wanting them to move there. I'm always keen to have my industry right in the center of where the market area is, because that way there's... well, it's not that there's better output or better scaling in any way, it's just... all values of production get multiplied by the market access. So if it's 100%, great. If it's 76%, that's less great. You can see it right here. Well, you could if there was anybody working there, that the amount going on here is scaled on market access. Wow, there is not a lot of industry up in Scotland. Almost like it's been neglected the moment I could move down to London. How vaguely historical. What about making iron Brazil? Oh, God. No, we're not going to go everywhere just because we can. Anyway, I'm going to be munching up my subjects because as time goes on, even small subjects end up getting scarily powerful. And then they get this... where is it now? Here we go. Strength of all fiefdoms combined is already a 20 hit on loyalty. And then how about the vassals? I didn't notice this for the longest time, but it colors them depending on what they are. Purples are fiefdoms, blues are vassals. So if we look at the vassals getting together, they're already 28. So yeah, the French lands seem to be so much more powerful than my British Isles lands. So I'm going to gobble them up. I think I'll gobble up the Breton ones first, since they've done quite a bit of cultural amalgamation, have they not? A fair chunk, although there are some Breton holdouts. And I want to take out the really powerful ones, like around here. Maybe the coastline altogether, because I've got better control, better proximity to capital from there, and then I'll have to make a new layer of subjects out of France, but that's for me to worry about. Cultural conversion does indeed go very fast, especially when your subjects actually do it. See, these guys, they completely culturally enrich this land in virtually no time. We have one holdout here that doesn't seem to want to. No, see, there's the thing. Sometimes they just give up, or don't start to begin with. I have no idea how or why. How are the Irish doing anyway? Like, the Irish... When I popped out, the Irish did it very, very quickly. Here we go. Since they inherit my laws and my values, and of course Highland is a very powerful culture, it gets a lot of bonuses to the conversion speed, and since there's no spiritualism or lack of control to drag it down, it does go very fast. That said, it is a flat number. So in high population areas, it takes a lot longer to do. And that could be a problem when you have a lot of migration. Like Dublin's going to take forever if I want to get rid of all the English and the Anglo-English. Another great example is over here. I'm manually doing it, but the likes of Bruges just has so many people, it takes a lot at 183 to remove them. But that's all the more reason to use subjects, right? They each have better control, and they have their own cabinet members, which is why I'm trying to use subjects to propagate my culture. It's not easy, though, because it's very unreliable, and we don't really know how or why it works the way it does. Anyway, I want to get colonization going, so let's start doing it. So I can't do colonization from home. It's just too far away from my colonial range. And one of the main reasons I didn't want to do this was I simply could not be bothered moving the goods needed for exploration all the way over to Cuba. But I suppose I will. So let's just get it started. Yeah, get it all done from Cuba. I don't know what the colors here mean, by the way. Why is everything a vaguely different color? You know, why is this all kind of the same shade of blue and this is not? Maybe there are some modifiers that affect this, but I haven't seen anything really something to care about. It's always a flat 250 sailors. 10106, 10106, 10106. How about all the way from Nova Mori? Oh, look at that, 10106. Same time as well. I have no idea, but whatever. Let's do it from Mabuya. And I suppose I'll take anybody who thinks they can handle this as long as they're young enough. Yeah, I want the young guns doing it so they don't die on me. Did that amount of time change? Maybe that's what it's telling me about the locations to go exploring from. So yes, get these explorations done on the double. Anybody young, and I think diplomacy is the main thing you look for here. Often is when it comes to naval stuff. Whilst I would want people this good on my cabinet, I'm looking for crown members these days. Oh, you are damn good though. So damn good. Alright, how about you get on out there? Wait, 468 days? Ah, well, whatever. Cuthbert, you're probably not too young. I wonder what happens if the characters do die before they get this done. Maybe they become invincible for the duration. I have not looked into this. McMagnus. Yeah, some of these days are really increasing. Not explored yet. This is a weird one. Why can't I explore here? I'm pretty sure this isn't in hospitable land or land that you cannot get to. I suppose I better explore the Gulf of America as well. For some reason I can't explore from Mabuya anymore. How peculiar. Well, whatever. Go from here. I wonder if the ceding of that land to my colonial subject will ruin anything here. Or maybe one province can only support so many of them. Also possible. Don't send someone that's such a terrible individual at it, please. The port is on the other coast. From here? Well, that would make a bit of sense. That said, how are they meant to get all the way around there through Terra Incognita? Heavens knows. Alright, let's go and explore Panama. If I know Panama, I'll call it a Darien. Oh, here we go. Now I can go back from here. How mysterious. Get that resorted and send out Arthur. Do I also want to explore here? I think it's on the other side of this, right? And this can't be explored. And a bit more No, I don't think so. I can't imagine I'll be colonizing here. I want to get this done and then start on this side, working down. Oh, but what if I can't get there? Alright, we'll do this as well then. Check out the sinew. From Mabuya whenever one can. Maybe land exploration is somehow different from sea exploration. There's no end to the possibilities here, but we'll get it done. Now, the issue here is that all these exploration thingamajiggers are... Hold on, look at that. If you do it from the same place, they prepare like this. Oh, that's not good. That's quite the opposite of good. I didn't think the explorations had to wait for each other like that. Ah, crumbs. Does that mean I should cancel them, or should I wait to see if that's actually how it goes? Because that's a long time to wait on this exploration. I'm not keen on waiting on that. Okay, so that's all the more reason to choose a different place for each time. Anyway, lumber, tools, naval supplies, cloth, and liquor are all goods that need to be down here. And notably, whilst they have lumber and cloth, for some reason, why in the world do they have cloth? I don't think that cloth will last, though, so I should send it down. The lack of supplies to this market will take them ages to start. Exactly, that's why I'm going to send it down. Lumber, tools, naval supply, cloth, and liquor. Oh, Christ, I'm never going to remember all that. I've already forgotten them. Lumber and tools. Let's start with that one. So I want to go from London. It's where everything is. And we're going to take some lumber. And there is no surplus of lumber to send there. Okay, how about Edinburgh? Loads of lumber. All right, get it sent. Export the lumber. We'll use our... Or I'll dig into my automation for the Mabuya market. It would be nice if I could select it here rather than having to search for it here. Mabuya. Mabuya. Alright, how much Mabuya? What happened to the slider? Where'd the slider go? I hate this UI so much. Alright. See, why is it like this? Why is it the only one that doesn't have a slider on it? Can I get rid of... Okay, now it looks different. Anyway, Mabuya. How many am I sending over there? I don't know. It's very, very expensive to send all this stuff up, so I reckon I'm going to make quite a loss on it. Yeah, because of maintenance. Maintenance, I used to think was based on the amount of goods that you're sending, but it's actually based on the amount of trade capacity you're using. And the further away it is, the more trade capacity it uses. So it's actually going to be costing me quite a bit to get the trade goods that I need down there, and it's going to eat into otherwise very profitable trade capacity, which kind of stinks. -6 demand suggests that all 6 happen at the same time. Yeah, well, maybe I should let it go and we shall see. Like I said, we want to learn, don't we? Anyway, there we go. Let's lock in that disgustingly expensive trade. And then if I put up automation all the way back... The lack of a slider is because it causes a loss? Possibly. But virtually all of these lumber trades result in a loss. I can make a little bit of money sending it up to Greenland. Right, but about that lumber trade... If I go back to Edinburgh and the trades... The lumber is stuck in like that, so I can put the automation back up to full and it'll use the money hopefully better. Changes the number here, though. Potential profit of... Oh yeah, profit per trade capacity, pretty damn low, yeah. What a shame. Alright, but that was just one of them, right? Give me the tools over there as well, please. And this is so incredibly manual, and it's not at all what I want to be doing. My burgers are exporting my damn tools. But we still have some left over, so hopefully we can get it sent over to our colony. Mabuya. Mabuya. What is this ordering, anyway? LM Mabuya. Drop down the automation stuff, and then send them over 6 units of tools or so. Huzzah, it almost breaks even. Isn't that nice? That is confirmed, right? Well, what I'm doing is I'm somehow increasing it by clicking on that more often. What? Holy crap, what is this UI? It's a heap of ass is what it is. Basically, build up the buildings in your colony manually or send them a bit of money each month so they're quicker at starting up the basic resources. Well, that's something I could do, but I'm only interested in doing exploration here. And the exploration requires these goods. Is that stuff actually being sent? I'm not actually sure if that trade was confirmed. Current trades. Tools to Mabuya. Okay, great. Does look like it's going there. That was only 2 of the goods. What are the other ones that we need? Naval supplies and cloth. Alright. Naval supplies is usually a low value item. I want naval supplies, which I do have excess of, being sent to Mabuya. Send over about 6 units of the stuff. There we go. And then cloth. Got loads of cloth going spare. Please send over that to Mabuya. They have some, but let's just make absolutely sure that they have plenty. And what was the last thing? I think they needed liquor. Where are you, Mabuya? There you are, Mabuya. Well, that's eaten into virtually all of my trade capacity that I had going spare. We'll give it a couple of months and see if these things are still going in series rather than parallel. And if they are, then I'm going to cancel all of these ones and put them in different locations so it doesn't become a problem. You sure like Mabuya's name? I really don't. I don't know why I should focus on getting my colonial stuff's industry set up. That's their problem to sort out. I have graced them by giving them the land. They can sort everything else. Alright, is that going to be taken care of? That's fine. Is there anything else I need to worry about? Hey Jake, have you heard of a whiskey called Glenmoray, the Elgin Classic? I'm not sure if I'm aware of the Elgin Classic, but these fancy bottles come and go, so I will, I may have, God knows. Anyway, I think everybody knows Glenmoray. It's alright. Alright, I think I can finally unpause and get stuff going. Game is telling me I can do an action, but I can't do an action, so why? Why tell me these things, game? Well, I just unpaused and I immediately unpaused because I'm looking at my spare diplomats thinking, what could I still be doing here? I'm annexing someone down in Brittany. I'll get to the rest later. I kind of want to chew on some of the larger guys that we have up here as well, though. I believe I was looking previously at how the proximity is. Actually, I would really like you inside of me. Why are you not? The Earldom of Nantwich. If I were to influence your nation, then I'd be able to eat you up. So yes, I will consume you. You're on the coastline, so it's easier to get proximity with you. When was the last whiskey review? Oh, years ago. Yeah, I've got a pile of notes and names of bottles that I've considered doing whiskey reviews of, but I just haven't had the drive to do the reviews overall. Currently stalled, because we need all these goods. But you see, the goods are here, so please take them. But these guys apparently only need cloth and liquor. How bizarre. Well, I'm sure they can get it sorted out. I can intervene in a war, but I really don't care. The only people I really care about killing right now are the French. So I've got all these ships. The heavies are notably on mothballing, but the transports I don't keep on mothballing. Even though it's not much, they still give maritime presence. So I have an idea. I'm going to slap them onto my main fleet. because I think by giving the main fleet more ships, it'll proportionately give more control to my crown. I only have my king as my crown character right now, so the crown power that I have is really terrible. No cabinet positions, no army leading, a whole lot of nothing. Although the game is keen to tell me about, you know, third cousins being of age when I can't do anything of note with them. What a shame. Once they have a halfway decent income, they'll colonize on their own and spare you the work for it, Jake, or for them anymore. Well, great, but I'd still rather focus on me right now. They don't have the population to even get work going. I could build them settlements, I suppose. This is just nice, right? Ooh, Dunkirk, nice. It just gives me stability. I lose control in the land that gives me nothing anyway. Yeah, of course taxes should be lowered. Yeah, halfway decent income on my subject sounds nice. But I just want them to get those colonial goods for me so I can bring them back. Spices in particular sound particularly good. Right, so in command... Yeah, look at that. The in command just went up. It looks like it's just raw ship numbers that he's in command of proportionately that works towards that number. Fine by me. Is there a control cutoff when direct control is worse than a vassal? I don't think there's a easy to name number. But if it's below 50%, it's probably worth considering just giving it over to a vassal. So yeah, there's a strong argument for this land not being worth it whatsoever. But on the other hand, you might still need some extra power yourself, otherwise proportionally your vassals are too strong. You always need to consider the diplomatic capacity you have, because the stronger they are compared to you, the more they're going to chew up. And then there's, of course, the relative strength modifier here. I mean, I'm pretty strong, but all my fiefdoms have minus 20 because of their collective power. And my vassals have almost minus 30. So I'm keen to eat up some vassals. You know, keen to eat up more than just some vassals. You there. Prepare to get annexed. Should not take very long. These guys are tiny. Little bite-sized snacks. Although I can't do my little seize territory trick off of them anymore. They are going in parallel, aren't they? Not parallel, in series. That's really, really bad. So how do I cancel these constructions? Proceed with cancelling the construction of preparing for an exploration to check. No, don't cancel the first one, you fool. Cancel the not first one. Oh, dearie me. Does this look different somehow? Like, really different? I was able to see some of this before. Now it's all completely darkened. Are you being charitable? That'll be a first. Alright, Paten and Kuskatan. Kuskatan, how do I stop you? Stop exploring the target area. I can't seem to cancel it. So in order to cancel them, I need to cancel everything. Oh, wait, but although it tells me it will cancel the top one, it's actually cancelling the bottom one. Holy smokes, this game and its UX. It's a real piece of work sometimes. Okay, is that going to change how this looks? Yeah, it does. Okay, how very, very bizarre, but whatever. Right, so we've learnt, do not stack them on one location. See, I was doing that by instinct earlier, but now I decided to just try it, and I've already regretted it. But hey, we've learnt, right? Simple thing to learn. Do not stack them on one location. They'll take a lot longer. Although imagine if they still stack. That'd be quite weird. Well, glad it's only an imagination question. Right, and Panama as well, please. And where are we not exploring from? We're not exploring from you, Magon. This guy's amazing. Have him do it anyway. And I think I said I would do this. I forget, but we'll do it anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. Didn't I decide against this? Well, whatever. There you go. Teach me lots of things about the New World, please. Scots exploring Panama, what a great idea. Yeah, I think I'll set up a colonial nation called Darien down there. Seems like the right thing to do. Alright, very good. Now they're all going. Now they're not stacking on top of each other. Well, look at that days left number go. It's like I'm trying to transfer a file using Windows Vista. That's going to take 2 hours. I mean 3 days. I mean 12 seconds. Alright, there we go. I'm not going to bother with the mainland. I think the clever thing to do would be to explore all of this, colonize all of this, and just let them go. But I want to see what the AI does. Get an idea for how the AI can actually handle colonization, if it can be competitive. Available tools, 6. We couldn't possibly take those tools. We need one of them. Okay, very good. Give it your all, friend. The wealth of Caledonia, again thrown into the middle American jungles. Hey, the wealth of Caledonia, what a joke. Right, is there anything I actually need to concern myself with? Just the war with France, which is coming up in a number of years. What's that number? 3 years. That means in 2 years I should ready the everything. Yeah, and I never really got around to expanding my subject Amsterdam. I was keen on taking the Low Countries. I'm just not very keen on fighting Bohemia right now. We're apparently perfectly balanced, but he has just got so much consolidated power. That's a bit of a consequence of having played this on various patches. Bohemia as HRE just used to be able to snag land all over the HRE due to, I think, unlawful demands. I'm not sure, I've never played inside the HRE. But they're pretty brutal. There's not really much I could do against Bohemia. You know, even if I won the war involving him, he's still a pain in my bits. But that's not to say there's nothing I can do. I have some cunning plans. Where is this? Alright, that is fine. It should absolutely join Cuba. I'm worried that some of the explorations might completely delete themselves when any of this land gets ceded over to Cuba. But again, that's a lesson to learn, isn't it? All that exploration stuff isn't particularly expensive, which is nice to know. Right, is there much to concern myself with? I'm making plenty of money, but what do I want to be doing with this money? I have a little bit of an idea about that, and you know what? I think I'm going to do it. Because we actually have some... well, I've built up a lot of my RGOs right now. There's not a lot more to be gained from building up RGOs, although I'm certain there's still something. There is another thing I really like about going capital economy, and that is... Let's take a lumberjacking, for example, or lumber milling. Oh, what? It doesn't show you the production thing here. I thought it used to show, or I thought they changed it to show production efficiency. In fact, I'm certain it did. What happened to that? No, I'm all but certain that it was showing that. Maybe it shows it elsewhere? Maybe it only shows it in places that you already have them. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it shows production efficiency these days. Even so, when you build goods that make goods, that production efficiency really acts as a lever to create more, and it can go in a cycle. You can have lumber mills to cut down trees to make charcoal, or coal rather, and the coal goes towards making something, I forget what. What does coal go towards making? That's right, iron in bog smelters. The iron makes tools, and the tools make more lumber mills, so it goes round and round, which I'm very happy for. So, do like it to grab anywhere that has the best production efficiency, although London's really not the place I want this done in. I would destroy those, but it would be a bit of a waste. Best of all would be anywhere that actually has... well, this won't benefit from RGO stuff, so never mind that right now. Where would I put you down in then? Somewhere that it doesn't particularly matter. Yeah, shove a load of them over here. Nice inland ones. Actually, sod that. I want to put you in rural places specifically. So it doesn't get in the way of burger buildings. Yeah, there we go. Since wood is struggling in this market, this feels like a wonderful thing to build up. So I just make myself tons of these, and I shove some over here and here as well. And then beyond the lumber, I really want the bog iron smelter. Now the bog iron smelter will work better if there is coal RGO in the area, but that's pretty damn rare to find, right? Yeah, I don't think it's worth building around that. Plus, we already get a huge blast furnace bonus that renders it a little bit obsolete. So in all rural settlements that can have these, and there's always a hunger for iron. Gimme. Even up here? Yeah, gimme. He loves iron, so he does. Up here is a bit far from market and pretty low in control, so it could really ham into the amount of dosh that I make. Does that mean I don't particularly want Scotland making me all of these goods? Well, kind of yes and kind of no, but iron is always good, so go and make more of it. Need the Irish bogs for the iron. I don't care so much about working on the market over there yet. There are too many people that I need to genocide. Yeah, the iron makes the tools and tools make the wood, but the tools are made in tool workshops, which sadly I haven't unlocked the next level of. I should though, right? It should be available on this age. No, that's next age. Okay, it's not that much better, right? 8 to 1.1 from 7.5 to 1. Even so, always a big fan of having more tools. How many more tool things can we have in London? Quite a few. But I'd want more even in places around London, especially if there's good control. And I'm already low on money, so that'll have to do. Yeah, there we go. Got to invest fast. Parliament. Now that I've just gone and spent all of my money, what would you like out of me? Census. Always census. Jake loves census. Gives population, and population is almost always good. Very early on it can be kind of bad. You're not getting traditional economy. I love my capital economy. Although I suppose this will sort itself within 1 year, won't it? Ah, here we go. Support for capital economy. I could do both. Or we could just force the capital economy part. I don't want free subjects. Yeah, I would really, really rather have some not very free subjects. Oh, Merchant Guild's dying. That's always good. That'll do us nicely. I love having more tools, yet viewer reduction strats exist. And they will continue to exist. Oh, well, free support in Parliament is welcome. Copper and tin is welcome. More cores, Your Majesty, is always welcome. And I'm sitting on yet more unused diplomacy. I should consider who I want to be integrating. I think I'm already working on my opinions with these losers, right? Yeah, working on you, I'm annexing you, working on you, working on you, working on you will be a big task. Working on you. Do I want to integrate Bordeaux? There's a few reasons I should. One, they're the strongest subject of mine, so they're contributing a lot towards relative power. And two, their market is really weak because my subjects prefer to trade in London. And I don't want a weak market like that. The market, because these places having crummy market access to London is actually making them even worse on economic output. It does make them weaker as subjects, which could actually be considered good. But I reckon if I hold Bordeaux, then it's actually going to swell and become stronger as a market. The downside is it enables this land to be invaded by France in the upcoming wars. But there's nothing saying that I can't just prepare for their consumption. So let's improve our opinion with them anyway. Should I do the same with Gascony? Yeah, I'm going to want this coastline eventually, so let's just Let's put those diplomats to work. Do you really want to annex your Randolph farms? The thing is, the Randolph farms aren't going to pay off unless I only have a daughter. So I guess we're accepting the McLaughlin ways for now. As people have pointed out, I could have changed my inheritance laws to keep Randy on the throne, but that's not how things worked out. Is there even 8,000 people for all those smelters up there? It'll fill out. They'll get their jobs eventually. The thing is, just having jobs available will lead to promotion. Yeah, look at all these peasants there are just sitting around doing a whole lot of not much. The only reason I don't invest much in Scotland is because the control is low. It doesn't have much of a payoff. And actually, investing in low control areas can just be worse for you because then you lower the market price of whatever you're making up there whilst getting less money out of these low control places. So the high control places have less payoff. Even so, I have a dream that we have good control across all of our held locations in the British Isles. This one's pretty bad because it's not even a core. But we've done as much as we can for naval presence. I'm just curious what we can do to further our control at this point. Right, this is not joining Cuba. The Leeward Islands. I was hoping I could make another subject here first. I think I could cede that. I'm trying to think how I even divide up my my colony here. I think I'm going to have Cuba here. I'll have wee Jamaica here. I don't know what I'll call this. And then I'll have this as a separate one as well. And this can be the Hebrides or something. They're quite small, admittedly, but if they were part of the bigger subjects, they'd have almost no control. It's just having the Leeward Islands be the capital would be a very, very sad place for their capital to be. I think I'll just keep it as part of Moray for now, and I'll cede it over once this guy has full control. Not that I want it, but whatever. Yeah, you also pay the full building upkeep for everything in the zero control areas. Yeah. Not that there's a lot of upkeep to pay, though. In fact, production buildings don't have upkeep to pay. Yeah, because this just has the output. Now, if it makes a loss, sure enough, you'll pay for the loss. Free trade certainly sounds like our future, but legitimacy has no use for me. I don't want to pay money. And the burghers are already kind of unhappy, but the burghers can suck it. I think in one of the future ages, there's free trade versus mercantilism as another value to care about. Mabuya and their liquor. It's alright, you'll get it sorted. Well, I hope you'll get it sorted. One of them's already started. How do you literally... Oh, don't ask me about Gaelic. I don't speak any Gaelic at all. How very unfortunate, but I'm not willing to pay the money. But I am willing to take myself some more cored lands. That integration was very, very fast. Now, unfortunately, this land is not even majority Highlander in a lot of it, because my useless subjects weren't actually doing much integration for me, or assimilation, rather. I'm not keen to drop doing Flanders at any point, and I'm certainly not keen on dropping Munster until I have full cores there, which I do not. So that leaves Hereford. Hereford is still far too English in Hereford itself. But, you know what, I'll do... Well, jeez. Hereford's not a core, is it? No. It's one of my two non-mainland cores here. But I really feel like it's a waste of time to work on that when I could be assimilating Highland culture over here. Especially whilst I still have very good control due to the recent annexation. So yeah, we're gonna work on this for a wee bit. God, council seats are too few and far between for this. Right, You'll be integrated before too long. The question is, who else deserves to be integrated? Getting these ones that have already been fully converted integrated is nice. The question is if any of these jokers are worth it right now. Around here is really good. Like, this is all Highland. Surprisingly good Highland down here, but that's inland that I'm not too interested in. Look at all the Highlander that we have here. Tons of it. Yeah, the Picardy are dead. You don't have any... Yeah, there's no concerns on integrating you, is there? Well, the main concern is that you don't like me. Let's change that. There's also a good reason to integrate you, isn't there? Gosh, a lot of integration to be done. Well, we're working on it. I'd rather have recognizable names than Gaelic gobbledygook for my colonies, though. I remember when we did the Basque campaign all those years back, people were giving me Basque name suggestions for our new world, which was very appreciated, but I don't think anybody appreciates the Gaelic language. Oh, speaking of which, the Gaelic language got a lot stronger when I forced the Spanish to speak it. A hell of a lot stronger. So I'm contemplating finding another large nation, large as in populace, who could be convinced to adopt that as their official language. There's Bohemia, there's Hungary, and I think that's about it for potential large nations that could... Well, maybe Naples. Excuse me. Naples, an alliance. How would you feel about that? Our diplomatic status allows the creation of alliance with Naples? No. What? We are not a hegemon. What? Hegemons can't ally the wee lads. Are you saying hegemons can only ally other hegemons? I thought the whole thing was that hegemons cannot ally each other. Yeah, not possible because we're ahead. We're not explain further. Hegemonies are not allowed to make allies, period. Good lord, really? Really? Trying to get the tooltip for hegemony somewhere. Wait, that seems absurd. Well, I'm an ally with Castile. But yeah, I can't ally Bohemia because either we're not or they're not a hegemony. Wait, what? I don't understand at all. I wonder if we could just ignore that. Weren't France and Bohemia both allied, both hegemon? Yeah, back in the day, I remember going, oh Christ, the big guys are working together like this. What happens if we bring the opinion with Naples really high? I'd rather do it with Hungary, frankly, but Naples seems more achievable. What I can do is I can influence Naples to get a lot of trust and relations and stuff. Is Naples a subject of anybody? They're in the Hungarian Union, and Hungary is a senior partner in that, but junior partners in those can still form their own alliances, I thought. Okay, seems risky. Let's try Hungary then. Here we go. Not possible due to Hungary's opinion not great. Okay, well I can work on that. And beyond that, it just says we're not a hegemon without the excellent. Why is that even there? Let's give this a go, shall we? So I'm going to improve opinion with Hungary. And then once we get a little bit closer on opinion, I will influence them. And then I'll see if I can build up some trust and use that trust to force change their court language, which I can do in 10 years. And then they'll all be speaking Gaelic in Hungary, and that should strengthen my language. Now, why do I care about any of this? Because various factors of your language influence your estates. It's the common language, so the peasants are happy. And it's the capital market language, so the traders are happy and give me more trade capacity. But if it is a strong language, and I think strong is greater than 50% power, then your nobles become happy. And it's just a free permanent happiness boost on the nobility. You know what happiness means? Happiness means more taxes. I do like taxes. So we'll see if we can pursue that. Naples schmaples. Johan just posted patch notes for 110 on the forum, talking about patch goals and changes, etc. Patch notes? You mean there was suddenly an update? I was waiting for that, and then, of course, it didn't happen. The Mabuya market has no food. Really now? But you've got beeswax and fish. And more fish. I'm actually surprised that there could be a low amount of food over here. Very surprised indeed, in fact. Ah, but this is just a teething problem, right? We had the same issue up here, and they've gotten it sorted. It just takes a wee while for that food to arrive. Why they show a bag of salt on the food icon, I do not know. Salt does not contribute to food in this game. Good lord, I'm doing a lot of diplomacy. Ah, well, little to concern ourselves with. A link if you want to. Well, I'll check it out. I do plan on doing more Moray tomorrow, so I'll probably update the patch and make sure everything still works there. Get ready for the low food. I had to import food until the end of the game over in the colony. Really? Oh, but they have access to so much food. How could that be a problem? Also, whoa. Just how fast is this conversion? We're majority Highlander in a majority of the provinces now. And huzzah. Census done. Population get. West Riding. Nottinghamshire. I'm still working on you, Nantwich. Are you even integrating? Sure looks like it, so I could probably stop improving relations with you. How are those explorations going? Gulf of Mexico will be done in a few months. Panama will be done in 2 years. At least they all set off without issue. Almost all of them have set off without issue. But yeah, I want more targets for colonization whilst I am busy here. They fixed annexation. Yeah, any highlights from the patch notes? What do you mean by fixed annexation anyway? Good, good. More of the Irish are giving up their ways. An important thing is that once a province becomes a core, any further breeding will not be of non-accepted cultures. And we've got most of the cores here, because right now the despicable Irish are still breeding in the likes of Blarna, but the Irish numbers will not locally increase anymore in a core province. I'm glad they're done in Dublin. Right. Bang goes another one. Biamo. Well, that's just something for Cuba. Ah, there we go. Big Cuba. Oh god, where did my exploration go? I was worried about that. Does that mean one of my explorations just got outright cancelled? Which one was it? Well, I've got 6 explorations here, and I seem to recall setting up 6 explorations. Or did I do a 7th one? Oh, Crivens, this got cancelled, didn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sinew was there, and Sinew got cancelled. So I have to pay again? Ah. Oh, yeah, the diplomatic annexation costs were reversed. Okay, very good. That means I can undo my own reversal things in the files. Alright, well, we pay again. It's not like we don't have any money. Merehead, get on it. Although I would also like to stop importing all these goods. I could probably turn off lumber, naval supplies, cloth, and liquor, but the tools remain a problem. Lumber, naval supplies, cloth, and liquor. Liquor, how do we get rid of them? Here we go, cancel the trade. Everything but the tools. And then there was Scotland for the lumber. Buy lumber. And I think they still have maximum automation available there. Yeah, very good. There's now naval attrition in winter. The rest just seems local bug fixes, certain situations, special events, etc. Oh well, something to keep my eye on. I'll read through the patch notes once I'm done here. Although I don't know how long until I'm done here. I wonder if they fix these vibrating numbers at some point. Looks very strange. Depopulation over here. Why are they starving? The food is so expensive, and I've got the Great Pestilence. Okay, well, the Great Pestilence hardly sounds like my problem. That should be affecting the natives, of which we haven't even encountered any natives. I'm certain there's some around here, but I haven't seen them yet. Alright, something to keep in mind, though, there, then. Don't prepare an exploration from somewhere that's about to change hands to a colonial subject. Even if you have to stack them. 24 hours like Dark... Yeah, God, no. Oh, to be unemployed again. Yeah, I gotta say, that Mabuya is struggling on the food for some reason. I'd struggle to understand why it's missing so much food. Kamagui is eating hundreds upon hundreds of food for some reason. Really? How? Why? The provincial food level is nowhere near that much. What in the world is eating all that food? I think they're filling up their stockpile is what's going on. Mason, clay pit, no sign of a granary, but yeah, I think they're just filling up their stockpile. And I guess the others will as well. And once they're full, things will balance out. Yeah, one can certainly hope. How very bizarre. Alright, this will be done in a heartbeat. I'd rather your capital where... Actually, this is fine as a capital. It's where the best harbour suitability is. So this will be the capital of another nation. What should we even call this? What's this place called in real life, anyway? Haiti, right? Well, this part's Haiti. What's this part again? Something else. I need a better name for this, though. Hispaniola. Well, it's definitely not being called Hispaniola. I need a better name than that. Dominican Republic. That sounds about right. What do we call them? Ooh, did they fix this? Remember this list in the bottom right used to be inverted. I feel like it automatically went to the top. Ah, Marion. I really like the name Marion. My favourite last from Rune Factory 3. Yeah, new colonial subject, pretty please. New Glasgow. I like the name Marion. Our share of the world? What's this? Our expansion to the new lands of Marion is not passed unnoticed by the people in the Kingdom of Portugal. They're expanding their holdings in Cariri. Are they really? Where is even Cariri? If nothing is done, the situation will inevitably lead to a conflict between our countries. You're like 1,000 miles away. Probably more than that. How far is that? I think it's about 3,000 miles. A conflict between our countries as we strive to get the best trade routes and resources. We could hold a meeting. Ah, so we're actually going to have the Treaty of Tortelloni between myself and Portugal. Spain doesn't get involved. Yeah, the Treaty of Tortillas was made between Castilian Town and Isabel, Ferdinand, John, Portugal, dividing the new lands. Our share of the world. We'll go to their capital, get some outward boost. Outward is good. And the Portuguese would like us as well. Where the heck is Mala? Oh, it's somewhere in Dublin. Choose an American settlement for it. Yeah, no thanks. Anyway, let's go and speak to them about it. Oh, here we go. A treaty was signed between the Kingdom of Portugal and the Kingdom of Moray. Castile, step up. A set of rules and parameters allow the two powers to claim exclusive rights to the colonization and exploitation of any newly discovered land on the continent of America. The end requirements are what? The situation will end when the treaty's relevance drops to 0 in its second phase. We're going to split the New World between ourselves. I don't want all of this, man. I just want my islands, and I want Darien, and I want to work my way down to Potato Land. Castilians, they don't understand Gaelic. Let's go and remind ourselves of that one. It's too funny. I've gone and completely scuppered the nation. Ew, okay. This is the happy outcome. I mean, I'd be very happy if German was the language of Hungarian people, but instead it's Hungarian. Make use of our influence over the Papal States to speed up and ratify. Exchange sides. Our rivals share the world is much better than ours. We should try to convince them that they should swap. What heavens, no. How do we see the ratification? I don't really need to... I don't need any help here making my claims. I have a lot of claims. Or rather, I have a lot of colonial ability that nobody else has. Sadly, your colonies doing their own expansion counts as violating the treaties. For me, it lasted basically a single year. All the investment... Okay, well, we'll just let it play out. I cannot imagine that the Spaniards or the Portuguese know even anything about what I'm working on. I don't know what they're working on. We'll let it shavawa. But that was pretty cool to see that pop up, though. No doubts about that. I'm okay keeping some of these forts, just in case things get hairy with the French or some naval invasions going on. I don't want to lose this land. Once I have more of a tighter iron grip on this, I'll happily let up with my own defenses. Santenage, how are you doing on the integration here? Quite good. How are you doing down in Bagpipes and Bordeaux? Quite bad. Colony of Moron. Portugal shifted the line. Portugal greedily expanded their colony claims. They've decided to ratify... Portugal decided to speed the ratification and entry into force the Treaty of Serpa. I don't understand. What did Portugal even demand there? Did they claim something? I mean, I don't see any Portuguese, but that's not to say they're not out there. The Portuguese could be anywhere. They could be hiding in the walls. Anyway, Moron. Moron is certainly part of Cuba. So on you go. But that's just going to be another stockpile of food to gobble up here, isn't it? These poor people are going to starve. Well, too bad. They could figure it out. Yeah, the Portuguese could even be in chat. Oh, hey, there we go. We know about the Gulf of America now. Do I even want to explore this land? The problem is I really cannot be arsed. Manually moving the trade goods down here for the exploration is really rather unpleasant. Oh, I'm moving slaves down there. Slaves and booze. Alright, I think it was the tools that I was still standing down there. Yeah, the sorry truth is I can't be bothered. You mean the Gulf of Moray? Ah, that's better. Shame we can't rename sea zones. Or can I? No, my attempts to do so are not working. Ach, well. Anyway, my desire for the New World is quite modest. Just want these islands. I want to push down to Potatoville and maybe take over Central America. There's lots of spices to be had there. But mainland USA? Nah, forget about it. Sounds like a lot of work for no real gain. I'm very curious to see if Nova More can make anything of themselves. Because they've got garbage land, garbage RGOs, mostly fish. Yeah, fish, lumber, and a little bit of medicine. That is incredibly sad. Can they actually make anything out of their own nation here? Yeah, the fish is worth virtually no money. Profit per level, 1% of a ducat. Does make it a cheap place to get lumber, but they've got nobody to trade with. And the expense of trading means they couldn't really make any profit off of trading, surely. So yeah, I'm just going to leave them to their own devices and see how they manage. At least it's not Arctic. Apart from one province. I think this is Arctic. Yeah, there we go. Sad, sorry province. But yeah, Godspeed for the rest of it. Are you going to colonize lands with native nations on them? Possibly. We'll see what happens when I meet the Central American natives. Ugh, if I'm going to learn about them, I probably do have to explore these, but screw it, I'm not going to bother. The manual trading of goods needed for it's a pain in the bum, and I don't want to do it. However, if Cuba built up their own goods, then that could work. Problem is there isn't the population here. They can't even staff their own clay pit and mason. How sad for them. Need to ask myself if there's more integration that I want to be doing here right now. I want to integrate more of these Bretons. How are they doing on demographic shifting? Pretty not bad. In particular, still majority Breton. It's the lower population areas that are doing better, right? Not unthinkable. What's our relationship with you? Positive. How about Brittany? Well, I never expected them to integrate Nantes, but how about Top? Well, they're getting somewhere, which is promising. Ah, but then there's Lower Maine. Lower Maine? Lower Maine. Lower Maine's doing good work for me. The main problem is the control wouldn't be so hot, would it? Yeah, I'm more interested in taking good control coastlines. If only it was an idea to get more people into the Americas for work. Any ideas, anyone? How are we doing on slavery, anyway? There are 10,000 slaves working up in Nova More. I actually wonder where all these slaves came from. I didn't bring them there, and I don't even have slavery as part of my my law for taking over places. We don't even force promote the tribesmen. We let them be. So somebody else decided to move slaves over here. Who is doing such a thing? Yeah. Oh. Some unrelated traders over in the Fas Moroccan market are moving slaves over to Canada. It's bothersome, greatly bothersome that the market ended up here instead of here, but it's not like I can manually move it, right? I can destroy it. I won't, but it's good to know that I could. Curiously, you don't have any slaves coming over here, do you? Oh gosh. Yet another despicable middleman is actually moving slaves over to the Caribbean. Yeah, believe it or not, I don't actually want the slaves over there, but I can't stop the invisible hand of the market. You can create new markets in your subjects if you want. It's disgustingly expensive. And to make it even more disgusting, the game doesn't tell you. Right? Right-click to create a market. Oh, well, it tells me now, only when I can't afford it. That is horrifying. Base cost 250, scaled by 6600. Why? Game just shrugs. There's a lot of scaling costs in this game, and they often feel very punitive. Well, on the other hand, you just work with it, right? Some scaled costs give you more money. Work with those. Orkney are yet again casus bellying us, but it's not going to work for them. Of that, I'm quite sure. Yeah, I'm kind of keen on getting to work on more of these integrations, especially the powerful ones. And if Aquitaine aren't keen on doing more cultural enrichment, then maybe I should go with them. I just don't like getting the border with France, but the sooner I gobble up more of these, the easier it'll be to make more subjects out of French lands. So I think Saintonge should be targeted. No point having the ability to influence nations if I don't use it. Oh, speaking of. We're not that far away from getting an alliance with Hungary, are we? I'm going to build this up over time and see if we can get anywhere with it. Some of these Middle Englishy lads will take a bit of time. The core here is just too far away to be reasonably proximal to the capital. So there's not a lot to be gained from that. Although maybe if I learn to build a road every now and then, my road building skills leave a lot to be desired. But I just don't want to. Road building's expensive. Leave it to my my estates, please. Anyway, Santonese, you love me, so get inside me. Only take a few years. Even a few years is longer than I'd expected. Why does it take so long? 7 settlements. Okay. One of them's a town. An admiral. Yeah, I'm not really caring about an admiral unless they're crown. Can you know CB a nation when after they finish creating their CB on you? I mean, I can always know CB a nation. But I'd rather not spend the stability or the aggressive expansion and have a very poor war goal. Conquer cost up 50%. No, thank you. Sounds like a lot of work for a lot of nothing. Ew. Coming of age. Third cousin. Another noble that we don't care about. I do hope Cuba manages to make something of themselves. But with their low population, it's probably going to be quite difficult. Yeah, because they're taking some time to fill out those RGOs. I gotta say, slavery looking better and better the more you think about it. And you better believe I'm thinking about it. Oh, finally, someone who's a member of the crown. Unfortunately, she's a woman, so she marries and she loses our dynasty. Well, her children will at least. I don't really want to spend to grant her a cabinet right. Basically, she's kind of useless for me. However, I could use her to proliferate some more Randys if I could find another Randy. There are none available here, but we could arrange a royal marriage with... Hey! Colonial, the one that wanted to full annex revolting France. Or you, but you're probably going to be integrated before too long. I think I'll sell you off. Let's get some more Randys going. With the young and virile one. You know, you're born into nobility and that grants you a lot of privileges, but unfortunately, you're not allowed to marry for love. You're only allowed to marry for political gain. Seems like a fine enough trade-off. Yeah, I gotta say, the idea of bringing over slaves to fill out all these RGOs... Slaves come with their own problems, but at least the slavery law is now functioning. Aside from Bruges, we've got all of this sorted out now in terms of being cored. It's just the problem is Bruges has a very high population, so that's going to take some time. Random courtier giving me a pop-up about coming to age. Wonderful. Pretty much nobody marries for love. Usually lower classes married for dowries. Or friends of the parents. That's close enough to love. I mean, I'd love a half-decent dowry. 6 months, 18 months. Yeah, we'll get there. Good to see that that's going to wrap up as our colonization efforts already do in the Caribbean. And there are just these places left to go for getting the cores out of this work, isn't it? The problem is these two are going to be very, very slow. But I do still like the fact that we're doing a whole bunch of the other places. There is an idea to move one of my assimilations over there. It depends how much I care about Bruges and how much I care about these Bretons. There's only one place left with a Breton majority. We'll take care of that. I just wish my subjects would convert a bit more. In fact, are any of these Bretons getting on with it? You are, which is excellent. You are, which is excellent. You are, which is excellent. It's just Brittany that's letting me down. Wait a second. Brittany are no longer letting me down. I never expect them to do this other area, but they're doing all right. You guys are pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. Well, you've already done, so it's not so pathetic. I wish I knew how the AI worked for that. Is that something that got fixed in the patch, by the way? I made a bug report about countries no longer doing conversion outside of specific setups. And it got logged, but I'm not sure it got fixed. The problem was, the bug report was that another bug they fixed was fixed wrong. Not even a bug, though, just a change they made. And the change was done wrong. Wasn't mentioned. Okay, well, I doubt it was updated then. How gutting. I don't mind that it's more difficult. It was a bit cheesy that every subject would instantly do all these conversions for you. But currently, it's just... The AI is terrible at assigning their... what's the word? They're terrible at assigning their cabinet. Looking at the numbers here, these two need to be done, and that's rather a lot of Irish that need to be wiped out. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something else that I've wanted to do for a while, and that's eradicate the Scots. I've got much better control over the area with Scots in them, and frankly, they're a blight on my nation that I can wipe out. Maybe not rapidly, but certainly over a large area. Get those Scots out of Aberdeen, get those Scots out of Dumfries. Yeah, the places with the bigger yellow stripes have majority Scots. And the Scots do procreate because they're actually an accepted culture. Once I do away with all of the Scots, I can drop them out as accepted culture. Which would be nice. There is the idea to actually accept some cultures. I mean, the Irish are not even tolerated right now. And it would actually help with control. I think I can stand to tolerate the Irish. Low Franconians. It doesn't cost a lot to tolerate them either. How about Normans? Yeah, see, the nice thing about doing this toleration is there's no downside. The tolerated individuals don't breed or anything, as long as it's a core province. And once we have assimilated them all, we can just freely knock them out as an accepted culture. Yeah, it doesn't even cost stability if they don't exist in your nation anymore. Nor does it come with the downsides of their pop satisfaction. Alright, keep it all going. How many Highland sheep do you think your dowry is worth? Not enough. Oh, I'm not even improving relations with riding. Alright, let's change that. Keeping those diplomats of mine busy. Thankfully, you get extra diplomats for being a great power. And extra thankfully, I don't have to spend too much on diplo spending. I could drop this down. I won't, but I could. New market. Right, so was there actually a new market being made over here? You already got your market in Mabuya. Did I make that? Yeah, actually, I seem to recall spending a lot of money on it as well. Even when I didn't want to. We'll see if any of my subjects here, which I end up making, create their own markets. You get out of here for a bit. A kindly group of Lenka hunters have helped. Did your face just change there? Help this dude on his expedition, ferrying the party around. Ah! Thanks to the progress. And that means that Central America is something we're about to know more about. Any moment now. I have enough relation with you to annex you. But I won't drop this, because if relation suddenly goes down, it can pause the annexation, which can feel very bad. But yeah, definitely very happy to integrate people that have done their job to integrate into Highlander, as long as it will also have good control. Which is why you are very tantalizing. Please continue to switch those Bretons over. Save me my precious cabinet seats. Alright, there we go. Clear and detailed maps of... What is this? Why is the Maya down here? Have they been colonizing, or was there something to conquer here? Hello, Maya. Well, that's kind of good. It means that instead of exploring, I could just fight these people, waltz in and take their land. Do I even have a Casus Belli to do that? Where's my they are primitive scum Casus Belli? Unknown. The Maya colonized towards the Panama usually, and this is why I should turn off non-Western colonization, I reckon. Alright, well, we'll get going over here. Colonial charter, pretty please. Colonial charter, pretty please. I can't do one on the other side, could I? No, we can't get around. Does that actually show if I go colonial here? Yeah, it considers the range of going around. However, it might consider the adjacent range. Okay, well, I have to hope they're not down in Panama then. I'd rather want Panama for myself. It's not how it works, Jake. You can always colonize your home region. Ooh, interesting. Else the Inca would remain crappy enclaves. That doesn't sound like my problem. God delivers this pestilence upon them to clear the way for our good Christian selves. Third cousin that we absolutely don't care about. Yeah, beginning your integration sounds rather nice. Right, so I reckon even though it's just one province here, I am going to make this its own colonial nation because it's probably going to be very, very poorly controlled for Cuba. My problem is it's going to have poor market access, but I think it'll be okay. So let's make a new colonial nation right here. And to be clear, it's this area, right? Yeah. Any decent, more better names for Jamaica here? Couldn't help but notice we don't have very Gaelic-sounding names around here. Good lord, their population's not going to be great. There you go. You know what? Jamaica's fine as it is. Jamaica. That is awful and definitely not happening. Alright, I hope they do well. They're going to have their own market problems, but I'm sure they'll get it sorted out. How are the trade goods anyway? Beeswax, fish, dyes, medicine, chili, tobacco. That's pretty good. Fish might be awful, but at least it's a source of food for them, as is beeswax. And at least this market's going to have a diversity of trade goods, unlike Nova More. I think Nova More is going to struggle a lot. I'm surprised they make any money at all. They certainly struggle to hire people. Yeah, okay, they've got a marketplace. Why do they have lumber mills? If I were to make a list of things that you don't need, lumber mill would be second only to fishing shack. Oh well, good luck to them. Jake Maker. That's even worse. Alright, very good. And yeah, I think I'll make another nation over here, call it something like the New Hebrides. But right, we learnt more. Learning is fun. Alright, this is a lot of nice area for colonial charting. Oh boy, I can do a lot of colonial charting around here. This is great. What about here? Ah, that's why I couldn't explore here. There was this little segment that I wasn't able to send exploration to. And that is why it's the Indio Maze Jungle. Apparently too inhospitable. We haven't had enough soft southern living to survive that heat. Whoa. This isn't unexpected that the Mayo would be here, but... Ah, I could do a religious war against them. I'm not sure I want to walk in and take their land, but I probably should fight them and get a feel for how well the natives can fight. I have to imagine it's not great. Considering they know about legalism and nothing else. Wait, did I spread legalism to them? Legalism is present. Those buggers have been leeching off of me. All the more reason to kill them. Organize a conquistador and try out the mechanic. How in the world does that even work? Commission a conquistador. I could if I could recruit conquistadors, which I cannot. And I have no idea how. No, they can get legalism without Westerners. Ah. And conquistadors are locked to Iberians. Ah, okay. Well, go figure. That's why TBW is talking about it. He loves his heritage. Yeah, there was an idea to just walk in and kill the Mayans, so I actually have a population base for my colonial subjects to work with. But I'll leave them be for now. Just get the colonies going. Start with a good land place to launch an invasion from if we want to. And that's if we want to. Another thing that's tempting is just to set up my colonial nation and let them do all the native pacifying. I don't want to do everything. The Cayman Islands are inaccessible, sire. Currently got 13 colonial charters going. Stands to reason that the cost of colonies is growing, but it's still very low overall. Portugal have greedily expanded their colonial claims by shifting the line. They wanted to... Could you actually tell me what expansion you're doing, Portugal? I don't even know where any of these places are. Africa, 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 São Francisco. Maybe that's the shifting that you've done. Expand our colonial claims into an adjacent area. What does this actually do, though? We get a claim, but I don't need a claim, I just colonize it. I'm at a loss to understand what this claim even does. I suppose it would give me a casus belli on somebody else that... Oh, hello! Might be a way to claim... No, I can't claim native land. Yeah, I guess there's a casus belli if somebody else is colonizing my land, but I'm so much faster than everybody else. Process the ratification, but where is the... Oh, this is a representation. Aha. So we got what? By 10. So it progresses it by 20 months. I mean, what's even the point here? I don't care. The hash line shows the side of the world that is yours, giving you CB on the land that somebody pushes into. Very good. When you claim it, Portugal won't colonize it unless it is... I doubt Portugal even knows what's going on here. And I should have this colonized before they're even a threat. I mean, for all I care, Portugal can take all of this and all of this. Not my concern. If Portugal decide to fight me, it's not very difficult for me to get Castile's suck on them. Wait, maybe it is. Ooh, how would that work? If Portugal were to attack me, though, Castile would probably take my side. Probably. Maybe I'm being delusional. Higui, you should join... Wait, what? Why is Cuba the option here? I wanted to join Marian. Okay, well, I guess I need to keep it as part of me for now. Kind of stinks. I bet if it had been done just a moment later, this could probably join Marian since it's adjacent, right? But yeah, why it wanted to join Cuba, I don't know. Maybe because Cuba's bigger. Cuba's certainly not closer. Maybe by some calculation it is. Like port here versus port here. Versus What a mystery. It's a lot more interactive situation if you explored more of the world. Give it manually? I will, but you need to be adjacent enough for that. Here we go. Now I've got options. Oh, we get cores on it. Very nice. And we've discovered not quite general pattern. Right, so this one can join Marian. Excellent. And now I'll be able to cede this province to you. Chonk. But they don't get the town or the development or anything like that, so that's a bit of a shame. And they're going to have very poor market access to Mabuya because in this game's infinite wisdom, it makes transport over water awful. Like, truly, truly awful. So I have to hope that they set up their own market over here or something. Yeah, market access over water, even if you have maritime presence, is terrible. Maritime presence doesn't actually affect it as well. And wouldn't you know it, when all of your income comes from RGO and you have poor market access, that's really, really bad because your income from RGOs is directly multiplied by market access. That's why some starts feel almost impossible because you have no money because you've got no market access. You need to make a market as soon as possible. I'm fine with my navy. We can have naval hubris. Does Mori have any saints? Could use those, the names of the colonial nations. Saintly names, huh? I'd rather not. All those trading ships are just fake news, never happened in history. That's how it feels, to be sure. Go on, get with that integration. I gotta say, we're doing a particularly delectable job wiping out these Bretons. A better job than the French ever did. How about the Scots? We'll get there. The impact is a lot lower when you're doing it over a large area. The assimilate area number, the raw number, is far lower than doing assimilation of just a province. Yeah, I think it's from base 60 to base 40 or something similar to that. But I have faith, and it doesn't need to happen overnight. A new Ross for our lost twin sibling. Oh, I do miss Ross. I think Ross's cores are long gone as well. Ah, good. Another load of a low Franconians being emphasized in low here. Easiest way to check the progress is just to check the core map mode. But yeah, who would have thought Bruges would be such a difficult place to culturally enrich? We're going to keep at it, though. I want this land to be, you know, a great example of how much we can be as a culture. Right, Havana. Havana, that's the last bit for Cuba. No, I suppose they need the islands up here, don't they? Right, it automatically gives them the lumber mill. I wonder if that's a carryover from when... Ooh, ugly name placement. Maybe there was a time when markets didn't automatically get base goods. If you ever wonder how you can get, say, sand or other basic building materials, is it called basic? Oh, Crivens, what's it called? Well, it's not under trades, that's for sure. I thought it was called basic goods. I know lumber is one of them. There it is, common goods. There are common goods. Come on, game, don't make me seem like a fool here. Okay, well, you have to take my word for it. There is a bunch of common goods that are always present in a market. Lumber, sand, clay, and I think stone. Could you set a filter on the right? Relevant, goods produced, food-bearing goods, raw, produced. Not really. I could have sworn you could type in common goods. I'm pretty sure under here you can go common. Well, I am certain you could do that. As in, I did it before. Anyway, there are common goods that are always present in a market. And it's, I can even check though. It's stone, common good. You just generate it based on the size of the market. Clay, common good. Lumber that we just saw, and I'm pretty sure sand is one of them as well. How we get that in Arctic regions, I don't know. I don't think anything else is a common good though. Anyway, who's this guy? An exile from Sweden, he's come here. What are you, anyway? Well, he's not an artist, that's a good start. Now you can move in here, as long as it gives us prestige. I'll welcome you, but I won't employ you. That's what I like to see. My estates are actually building things. Not the Burger Mansion, I'm not happy for the McMansion. But I'm pretty happy to see them building decent paved roads. Swedish exiles. You know what? The Swedes are welcome. 100 Swedish pops will come into Middlesex, and they will just be integrated. 100 a month for 60 months. Yeah, pop is pop. I wonder if that always follows up, or just sometimes. I also wonder if it always goes to your capital. Part of the problem is the capital's getting a little bit too full of people. That's good for crown power, but it's bad for them being, well, working. They don't have much of an economic output other than a little bit of food. Our niece and our courtier. Well, I'm glad to see a Randy around here, but unless I can have you breeding that dynasty for me, it's not really happening. That event depopulating some provinces when I was on the leaving side. Portugal wants our money. Why does Portugal even have favors? Absolutely not. Ooh, speaking of people potentially liking us. I'm going to try influencing Hungary right now. That's working pretty well on getting getting an alliance with them. If only we had a common rival or something. Alright, I like it. The Azores await. We're now aware of the Azores. Hang on, aren't we 170 odd years? I think I saw somewhere. There is speed at which exploration is shared with others. Here we go. Map exploration. 150. 150. Age of Traditions. No map spread at all. Oh, no, 150. So 150 years ago, the Crown of Castile discovered the Azores, and now we know about it. And knowing about this is one of the keys for the New World institution, and I tried to steal these maps and I failed. It could have been me that spawned that institution. I guess that means at some point we'll learn about whatever these are called, the Canaries. Well, the more you know. Whoa, whoa, you tell me I didn't actually start a colonial charter around here? Not on my watch. We take it all. I'm unsure if I want to make one large nation here or not. I think I can have a big chunky colonial nation here and a more modest Darien nation down here. And then maybe a big chunky South American one. It's just free land, right? The only thing I have to spend is population that does vast exodus. Not my problem. By and large, a lot of these Bretons have been bred out. If I'm majority in all of these places, then that's fine. Gives me the full core, the Bretons won't breed, and I can use you on something else. And I might actually have you assimilate this Limerick, because I really want to do away with all the Irish. Yeah, and that is a bit faster than doing the convert entire area or assimilate area. I suppose one of the downsides, though, is that I also need to assimilate the area of Ulster. I've got a lot of non-cores up there, and that's what will happen once we have sufficiently eradicated the Scots. I want my cores up there. I want the Irish gone from up there. I do love that spreading of Highland, but some of them are just way too slow at it, or not going at all at it. And look at it, some of them have started and stopped. We saw that issue earlier, I think with Brittany. You know, they start and then for some reason they go, no, I'd rather not. An Italian stalemate, despite our best efforts to move the needle in the Italian Wars. I don't think I tried anything in the Italian Wars. They have not unified the region. Naples is doing a pretty good job of it, though. I'm just glad to see the Pope having a hard time. Magua. Magua goes to Marion. See, Marion's looking all right. I just wonder how badly they're going to do on control. Ew, that's a little unfair that they start out with 0 control when you hand it over. In fact, this looks really bad. Why is there no control at all here? Oh, they still have my United Scottish heritage? Ow. Well, I feel sorry for you, son. Like, really sorry, but then I wonder why this area is so good. Are they improving control or something? Yeah, they're actually doing improved province control. Well, good luck with that. I like this, though. I like the idea that you do actually need to invest in your colonies for them to actually stand up on their own, and that probably means bringing over slaves for them. Oh, and they're cleverly building settlements to build up their pathetic population. Unfortunately, where are they even going to attract people with migration from? Oh, good, another bunch of low Franconians are dealt with. Migration is within the market, so they're just going to be attracting from each other. I don't think tribesmen are going to migrate away from Florida. Tribesmen are promoting rather quickly, right? Not from lack of control, but there's this new colonial nation boost. I probably should have taken the law that instantly promotes them then, so they actually have some population to literally put to work. But I think you would benefit greatly from having a lot more RGOs to work. Yeah, and it's not like I'm short on money right now. I suppose I could help out my beloved subjects here. Why is it not even showing these as possible? I know I can. Well, I'm pretty sure I can. This location does not match the search criteria. What's search criteria? I have no search criteria. Oh, the market. There we go. I'm very interested in pumping out as many of these spices as possible, so I guess I'll just build up all of your RGOs. All right, there's a limit to the size, isn't there? But yeah, the thing is I need you people to eat as well. Maybe I just shift-click on all of them, and you'll get to work. Don't like the idea of propagating your wild game, though, or your fish. But as I said, these people do need to eat. Scottish Antilles at Sunhouse sounds cursed. Well, we're not Scottish. We wiped out the Scots. We are... You know, I just fill them all up, right? I'm sure they'll breed fast enough. Yeah. I know I can spread old world goods, but that's a Colombian exchange thing, and that's like 100 years away, so never mind that. I'll just get the max RGOs around here so they can become powerful. After all, their power is my power. Maybe not out there. Actually, they don't even own this yet. I think it's mine. Yeah, I guess you can get all of this as well. The way I see it, if I create these jobs, they'll come. Ooh, gold. Ooh, maize. I want maize, but more than anything, I want potatoes back home. Potatoes will surely survive the oncoming blights. And I think it would be very wise to smash down settlements everywhere here. I don't care if they're available peasants or not. The settlements won't work without some... Well, that's basic good, that's produced in market, and that is not produced in market. Huh. Yeah, wool is not done over here. It'll still work 3/4 though, right? Yeah, surely. You can only build one level of this, right? Yeah. And settlements aren't very expensive, right? Yeah, like 36 duckies each. But there's no longer any masonry here with which to build. Okay, well, I'll just leave it a while and come back later. Yeah, go on, Cuba. My beloved islands here. Yeah, what is Scottish? A dying race. Very, very few Scots remain. They are still majority on the border, but they're no longer majority in Aberdeen. They are still in Kincardine and Fraserburgh. Well, I'm dealing with that. Don't you worry, girly. Soon there'll be no Scots. Still a bunch of Norns up north, but they're not a huge deal for me. Not yet, at least. I like the idea of Ross. Who would be our new Ross? An island doesn't make a lot of sense for Ross. I think I'll put Ross over here, unless somebody has a better name for this region. These names kind of suck. Central, yeah, USCA, no thank you. But yeah, New Ross sounds quite nice. We've got Nova More, Cuba, Jamaica, Marion, and this will be the New Hebrides. That area is modern-day Nicaragua. If ever there was a country you never hear anything good about. Ah, great. We've got Panama now. And I could go for an exploration in the Central American Sea. I like the sound of that. Except it would be done here. And that's in a market that I might struggle dearly with. Yeah, let's not bother with that, but I will make New Panama. Or better Darien. A non-disastrous Darien. Yeah, if it just gets this land, I'll be satisfied. All these charters are getting quite expensive, though. I'll do these two, and then hopefully I can get into you. This is the Darien Gap. Yeah, it should be fine, right? No, it better be fine. The Greater Hebrides. It's certainly greater in mass than our Hebrides. If only because of this piece of work here. What even is this? Bordeaux. No, there's an actual name of that place, but it escapes me. Not a New Worlder. Don't know all these things like the back of my hand. Charagua, the colonization efforts here are going rather slowly. Puerto Rico. The 52nd state, right? I shouldn't get too complacent about France. Wait, is our truce with France already up? Huh. And they didn't join a coalition against me. I'm very surprised about that. That or they did join the coalition. No, they didn't. Huh. Well, I messed up then. Not that it's a huge deal. The worst that would happen is the Netherlands joins them. And that's not actually a bad thing. That would allow me to rip apart some of the Netherlands without having to involve the big bad Bohemia. But yeah, I should have been ready for this war and I wasn't. Let's unmothball our heavies. Denmark, when it comes to heavy ships, you have 5 of them, right? I think my 40 can handle your 5. But how can I be sure? My useless son is not yet of age. But he'll be in charge of the army so that I can get more crown power. Crown power continues to be a struggle for me. It's amazing to me that they tried to colonize a part of the world that's basically still uncolonized today. Oh, don't worry, it led to the Union. Another core. Core galore. Yeah, army is unled, but maybe my son can come of age in time for that. And France and Denmark almost certainly don't have access to getting over here and ruining my colonies. Yeah, this will be done soon, and this will be the new nation, so this will be the home of the new Hebrides. Portugal continuing to shift the bleeding line. Damn Portuguese. Alright, no, that's not my son. You're simply yet another distant cousin. Stop telling me about distant bloody cousins. Loves to keep telling you about them. Ooh, even colonizing some stuff over here. That's part of the Windward Islands. The control over here is going to be a nightmare for my colonial subject, but again, that's their problem. I'll cede all the land over to them, and then I will not care any further. Although I will care about this. If we look for crown people, there's no crown people. Not even my own son to put to work. But it's an assimilation job, and we have an excellent individual here for it, so get on the case. You're even young, which is very welcome. Yeah, get that assimilation work done. Bruges and Ghent. I'm not surprised that these ones are going to take quite a while. But we're getting there. 40% on Bruges, 46% on Ghent. And when that is done, I'll work more on getting the rest of my cores. And then I think I'll stay stuck on them. Because it's such good land. Yeah. Plus, they get faster to integrate once they're cores. You've altered the line. Pray we don't alter it further. Yeah, cursed Portuguese. It's alright, we'll be done with them in due time. We no longer have our beloved Dover to do our CB on France with, but these days we use the much more attainable Lower Artois. How long do we have this Casus Belli for? Lower Artois. On behalf of Artois, and that's until 1510. Okay, we've got loads of time then. If France isn't willing to join the coalition, and given how small the coalition is now, that's actually a good thing, then it's no big deal. Gosh, I'm quite close to getting Hungary on my side. I wonder if I could influence them a second time. I don't know if influenced opinion stacks. It does give them more favors on me, which is unpleasant, but we'll see what happens. No, it does stack. Sorry, it does not stack. It stays at 50. That's unfortunate. Ah, well. We had to learn. We had to know. Did you put your colonies on scootage? Oh, now that's an excellent point. I definitely want them on scootage for the war. Scoot, scoot. A bit of a downside is that it's actually going to hurt the economic output of my colonies, so they won't be able to set themselves up better. But it does mean that I can take the money and reinvest it into them, which is what I'm trying to do. Trying and failing to do because there's no masonry and there's no lumber. Well, no, there is lumber, but there's no masonry. You have a mason, though. But there are no laborers, because they're all working on the clay pit. Don't work on the clay pit, you fools. Ooh. Thanks to the free 3 cattocks. As long as it doesn't make me naval hegemon, we're fine. It comes dangerously close to it, though. Thank you for genociding the French. It's a pleasure. In other senses, it's a duty, but yes, the Gaelics are taking over here. Biting away at them. Yeah, once my navy's up to scratch, I'll declare war on the French. That way I can destroy the Danish fleet. There's certainly good expansion that could be done in this region, but there's no point in it, right? Yeah, none that I can think of. And now we know about Sinew. What is this? Who is this? Are the Tyronas always around? They've got silverfish and something else, but as long as they stay in that area, they're outside of my hair, so that's fine. Let's go and grab this lovely territory, and that can be our, I don't know, cut off. I don't care if the line's all the way over here, right? Just keep Portugal away from Central America. Yeah, they start there. I'm on the quest for potatoes. I think potatoes would be a very good trade good to bring over. I think potatoes are spared the worst of the little ice age, and it'd be a great replacement for a lot of fish or other lesser foodstuffs. Plus, it's another novel food that won't be available for others in the European markets. So if I could bring it over to London, then I would be even happier. How's our relation going, Gascony, or Aquitaine, rather? Poorly. Well, it'll go better. Fortunately, there is no cost that I'm unwilling to spend to get these built up. Oh, that is really sad. The masonry around here suffers greatly. But it'll be fine. You know, it's stuff that'll balance itself out in due time. It's only lumber to expand RGOs, at least. Although it will eat up even more of their workers. Anjo... Well, there's a lot of people that really hate my guts here. Look at that. The strength of all vassals compared to me is starting to become a real concern. And that's actually a bad bit of news for gobbling up more of the French, because I will be making more subjects. And that just makes them even angrier. Yeesh. Manage subjects. Sort by loyalty. Now granted, a lot of them are hating me because of the cultural enrichment that I did on them. But even once that fades away, the all vassals combined is becoming a huge problem, so I need to eat up a bunch of them. I could also improve my relations with them. Relations is a huge factor in their liberty desire. But it's a lot of, as you can see, a lot of diplomats to be spent on that. And I don't have a lot of diplomacy to spare. So yeah, I think the better thing is just eat up land. There's also the idea that I take some French land for myself. But you saw how much of an effort it was to do in this area. As in core it and change its culture. And that was with a very, very good proximity to London. But there's no way I want to slow down my consumption of France, so I think I just have to stomach the fact that my subjects are getting uppity. And the whole line thing is just a pain, especially when you don't have vision on what they're claiming. It's basically pointless if you don't see both sides of the line. It does make it seem kind of weird, but I guess it was designed for Castile and Portugal, who would generally have the same viewpoints. And it's on me for not discovering more here. Whoa, that was dangerous. I was pretty much clicking on this button just to clicking on other things. Right, Bordeaux. Bordeaux will be its own new colonial subject. Sure. And then... Wait, this is done already? But... there's, like, nobody here. That was truly done in no time. Oh, I guess the province was tiny, right? Yeah, it was only these 3 places. Seems like a really, really bad point to start the colonial nation. Well, especially if it's got sand and fish. Yeah, we'd probably rather they started their colonial nation over here, get closer to the gold, not have all this uncolonizable land in their way. I think I could keep it as part of Mori for now and then give it over to the nation when they have a better capital. Although I'm trying to think where better would be right now. None of them have particularly good harbor capacity, unsurprisingly. Well, something like Pesh or Nako would probably be a lot better. On the other hand, this is woods and this is jungle. Jungle's pretty unpleasant. But there's also the idea of just starting up the nation sooner. No, I'm going to keep it as part of me for now. They can get it later. Speaking of getting stuff later, I believe this is done now. Or are we still colonizing here? We already own Wadley. Alright, then you're getting this. Once you're on Scootage. Wait, no, I cannot give this. I can give them this, though, but I can't give them this? Are you telling me that it's not finished colonizing? I don't see my colon... Ah, here we go. That's, wait, I don't get it. Why can't I give them this? Why can't I give them Wadley? I can't give them any of this, and it doesn't show why. Overlord is still chuckling when they say Cuba. Yeah, I'm at a loss as to why I can't give them this land. It's all the same really? Oh, heavens, that is one big province. Wait, no, there's Leeward Islands, and there's Windward Islands. It's not all the same province. And the Leeward Islands have been fully colonized, right? Sure looks all colonized to me. Why can't I hand them over? Maybe I need to wait a little bit on you. Whilst I'm at it, though. You're going to be the new Hebrides. Yeah, maybe give them the turn of the month, and then maybe I can hand this over. It's weird that I could give them that, though. I mean, that's ages away. All the talk about genocide and extermination and Twitch asking if it really wants me to send those messages. We're going to end up on a list. Yeah, a list of cool people. Alright, finally, that child of mine. He can enhance my crown power by taking command of the army. And it's a pretty significant boost. I don't yet have my crown power flooded with high value bonuses here, so the 50% we get between the Navy and the Army command is worth a whole lot to me. Edinburgh, too bad. Why? Why on earth is my son Irish? How does that even happen? The mother is Highlander. The father is Highlander. The siblings, Highland, Highland, Highland. How in hell did you become Irish? Oh, that's another, 20 prestige or so I have to pay to culturally enrich him when he comes to the throne. Yeah, the black sheeple. Right, he's having a rebellious face. Well, you are going to be overseeing the eradication of the Irish when you come to the throne. Maybe that'll give him something to think about. Irish tutor. This was not CK3. Although with all the stuff we had, what the hell is up with your face? An individual has come before the king. He must be heard. He's employed to the papal pope. He's learnt of vital information. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a traitor to me. He came for considerable risk of his life. Yeah, he's already 70. His life is forfeit. For some reason, he's Highlander as well. Anyway, get out of here. Puberty phase. Anything to piss off the parent. And you pissed me off as my child by saying you're Irish. Alright, there we go. Get the cores here. I'm still wondering why I can't give the... Why is it not saying New Hebrides? It's still saying Bordeaux there. Why can't I give you this? Doesn't tell me why I can't give it to you. But why can I give you this? Oh, now it says New Hebrides. What a mystery. Well, while I'm at it, I will at least enable scootage for you. Yeah, what is going on here? What's the problem with this this province? We have all of the province, right? It's even all a rural core of mine, but I can't give it up. Is this a new patch? No, the patch was released whilst I was streaming. I have not updated to it yet. Different colonial region, maybe? Colonial region isn't a thing in this game that I'm aware of. Oh, but maybe it's because of this. We've got Antilles, we've got Hispaniola. I'm willing to believe that that's part of the reason. Okay, what might happen, though, is that when this thing finishes, I get the option to give it over to New Hebrides, and then I might be able to give this over. So here's hoping that the Windward Islands can be done in due time. I currently have a lot of charters, though. Those Windward Islands are taking a fair whack of time. Okay, I'll hold on to it for now, but hopefully I can cough it up to him before too long. In the meantime, we decided to start the colony on the other side of Panama. We just wanted to be as close to Darien as possible. Yep, this certainly looks like a home for thousands of Highland Scots. And my country's done a bunch of foolish things. This has got to be one of them. But yeah, I'll set up Darien here. How about the markets, though? You really, really should make a market. I mean, I'm not going to make it for you because although it doesn't tell me how much it costs, it will cost a lot. Maybe I should just gift you some money and then you can figure that out. The problem is it costs diplomats and I'm severely hemorrhaging on diplomats. I can hemorrhage a little less if I stop improving opinion with you. Getting closer and closer to that Hungarian alliance, which sounds quite nice. Hungary would never betray me in a grand strategy game. We all know that. Ah, love seeing that Highland majority over in Brittany. Why am I not beginning my integration of you, I wonder? Probably the aforementioned lack of diplomats. So I'm a little worried that my Irish son is going to breed some more Irish children. But, yeah, what's a man to do? Just find some nice, subtle, zemi? Do I taste the forbidden fruit? I mean, I rather think I shouldn't, but imagine the melanin enrichment of the Highland people. You can manually flip culture from when he takes the throne. I'm aware of that. But that's a while away. Well, at this rate, at least. Oh, God, stay away from the Irish. You've had too much Irish already. The hairstyles are genetic. You get a mohawk. All right. It's happening. Besides, she's 20, right? Perfect time. Get to it. Yeah, if you're gonna be Irish, if you're gonna betray the culture, you're gonna go all the way. Here's your New Worlder bride. I think that's a slave culture as well. Wasn't she Mandinka? No, she's Zemi. Zemi? That's her religion, though. But these are Nyama. Where are we finding Hen Zemi? Aha, here we go. Excellent work. They were only slaves, my... No, not that kind of slave. Please, think of the bloodline. We already betrayed the bloodline when we got rid of the Randy dynasty. But the Randiness didn't leave. Alright, all's well. This is going to join Cuba. Ghent is done. Oh, that's excellent. Full integration. Fully cored, and although there are still a lot of low Franconians, they will be taken care of. Yeah, there'll be no more low Franconians breeding inside my land here. I'm still grossly assimilating the Scots here, and that means I'm going to take you, and even though it's a slow, painful process, we're going to get rid of the last of the English in Hereford. That is truly the last of the English, right? No, there's a little patch of English down in Wales, but I never finished off my integration of Wales. Mycen. I hate you, Mycen. But war with you is war with Bohemia and many, many friends. I'll need to find a good opportunity to take you out. Well, there is a war of Mycen aggression against Brandenburg. Brandenburg? No, Bernburg. Is there not a way that I could get involved in this? Something like enforcing peace on you? Tell me more about this war. The Mycen decided to attack Bernburg. The thing is, I wouldn't really be able to get involved in there, would I? But, you know, I could always try and take over this bit of land. I do want it. Sadly, of course, he's stuck a chuffing fort on it. No, he got rid of the fort. He couldn't afford it. The Pope could. Yeah, I'll try my luck. He doesn't seem to be going anywhere in that war of his. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's getting access to here. But I can weigh on in once I have a diplomat to do so. How in the world did Mycen get that? So there was this bug with the 1.0.10 update that caused little patches of uncolonized land. Ottomans took this off the Golden Horde. Well, Hungary did take this through Moldavia, but then weird things happened. There was one in Denmark, but I think the Danes took it. And I didn't notice it, so the Papal States took this. How exactly the Papal States lost a war to Mycen to lose that is beyond me, but they figured it out. Also, this could be very, very good for control. Very nice. Alright. Enforce your peace in the Mycen aggression war. Am I actually going to accomplish anything by doing this, I wonder? Especially when I can't get access to your lands. Because it kind of looks like this is occupied, right? Yeah, occupied by Mycen. I feel like I'm just going to be going to war for no good gain here. And yeah, if I have no way of getting to you, that's not entirely true, is it? I could go over here, send my boats around. Is this the war leader anyway? This is Berenberg, and the only reason Berenberg's still in this war is because Spoleto Yeah, I actually don't think I would achieve anything here. Don't you get automatic access through the HRE and HRE wars? That is true. I have to hope that this guy doesn't peace out fast enough. Oh, he'll probably peace out and not give me this land, though. I think it's a waste of time. Sounds like a lot of hubbub for nothing, when what I should be doing is crushing France. That's the real war. France and friend Mark. Castile, what are you playing at? Castile is currently in a war. Currently, Castile is losing a war with Mali. So they're not keen on joining my France war. Typical bleeding Castile. What's France made of these days? Not a lot. I say we take the war with France. Just get straight to it and destroy any Danish fleet that comes our way. Follow through for Lower Artois. The Mega Bohemia Mass. Back from EU3. Finally the game is playable again. It's been a long time coming, that's for sure. As you probably expected, the Cretans from Denmark are getting involved. Yes, I did expect that. Anyway, get over to Paris. Keep your army balanced. I know I should optimize them by sorting out their formation manually, but you better believe I cannot be bothered in doing that. Split in half. Keep formation. Get you over there. And I think I'm actually going to tell one of them to figure out what to do on their own. I want you to hunt navies. Did you automatically assign all of this land? The North Sea and the English Channel are there. Oh yeah, you're just going to hunt navies that are hanging around here. That's fine. I don't really care if they're over there. Ooh, that's a bit much to add. Yeah, go and obliterate any navies that are in this general area. You're not going to go any... Oh, Christ, don't even bother down here. Please tell me you're not going to bother with a New World. Oh! Do not even. I mean, there's a chance he could go and flee his way up here. But surely if I just lock him down, it'll be no problem. Alright, let's hope you don't let me down with this one. You could. And now let's go and destroy France. Having to press the balance front or whatever is annoying you. You mean constantly, after every engagement, every naval transport, every atrocious siege, having to click on balance unit? I don't know what you're talking about. It adds to the immersion of the situation, surely. I get an opinion boost with my subjects now that we... Oh, wait, we're not in war together, are we? Well, I would, if we were in war together, get an opinion boost with them. But I decided against bringing them in for some reason. They'll take their time destroying my forts, and they'll be probably very poor at it. And we can see exactly why Castile won't join in. If he wasn't in his war, I could happily bring him in. Wouldn't even need favors or a promise of war, but... What is that levy availability? How are you failing to take on Mali? You missed one location in the Mediterranean. Well, I'm not going to redo everything. I just have to hope that he doesn't bring a boat over there. So you're going to stack up his levies and give my army what's for? See, the balance between levies and regulars got shifted again, and these days levies aren't doing too bad. Especially French levies are super boosted by their privileges and the power of their nobility. The heir for Gwynedd. Oh, far from my concern there. Ooh, that reminds me. We've got a fort over here that I don't want. Not the armory, but the castle. I don't bother with castles on the mainland. With one exception, although for some reason it's now 2 exceptions. Yeah, I guess I can hold on to both of them. It's not a huge deal. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell is my navy doing? So when I told you to hunt boats... What you instead did was split in half and not hunt boats. So this is why I absolutely cannot trust automation of my armies and navies. I'm open to the idea that maybe I hit that split in half button, but you could totally crush that 39 transport fleet. How long until the Danes are here? Not long. Go and kill them. Navies are super jank, but at least they feel useful. Yeah, they're really useful, but the automation is god-awful. Oh, it gets even worse. I bet they didn't... can anyone tell me in the patch notes, did they fix navies no longer actually losing any ships at all in combat? Because they can only be captured, they can't be killed. Oh god, the very thought of that doesn't make me even want to do this this engagement. But there's no way in hell I should let the... Oh, they're just levies. Even so, I don't want the Danish army here. Nothing mentioned. What, really? It's such a broken thing. Alright, well, let's see how it goes. I instantly destroy them, but instead of killing the fleet, they survive and they flee. It's actually going to be a problem for me if my heir gets an ability here. I'm actually going to switch him out and put him in charge of the boats. So instead we'll have this really, really capable individual taking care of the armies. And over here, you'll be switched out for my heir apparent. There we go. Because I want him to get a general, an admiral trait, not a general trait. Well, maybe you'll get it there. But yeah, what happens is you can't destroy any enemy boats in this current patch. You can only steal them. So you get this endless back and forth. And it's an enormous amount of pop-up spam. And honestly, I should have considered more about waiting for the update before jumping into this. Ah, see, there we go. He did get his trait immediately. Okay, they're running further away. Fine by me, but whatever. Navy being utterly broken and yet the best iteration of Navy in any Paradox game is kind of poetic. Even the game is laughing. Alright, very good. More sending off to the New World. I'm really cheesed off by that, though. I mean, it's so incredibly broken. You'd think one of the automated tests that they would have is test engagements. You know, have just a blank testing environment for armies to engage and check how it goes. And you might suddenly flag, our automated tests show that a total of 0 boats were ever destroyed in combat. Maybe we should look into that. But maybe I'm just bitter. And that is why we have the forts around here. They are going to get utterly shredded once I take Paris. I'm still hoping upon hope that we can steal the Notre Dame. In Paris, there still exists the Notre Dame, a tiara, the Sainte-Chapelle, never heard of it, and a cluttered forest. Okay. Well, maybe we can steal the entire forest, but I really want to take the Notre Dame. You know, the Notre Dame would look a lot better in London. 36 works of art to Paris's not. Also, I'm very proud of this. Remember when Paris was much, much more populous than pretty much Britain? That is just a distant memory. Population of Ile-de-France itself is kind of hard to see, actually. Looks like 79,000. 79,000. There's a lot more over in Brie here. Londain's got 242. In fact, Perth is a competitive province to freaking Paris. Oh, life is good. And yeah, look at that. See all these jobs I'm creating? Sucking up people? Yeah, good. Give me that bog iron. People say it was impossible to call Parliament and do exploration. Like, it literally did not work. They rolled back the update due to major errors. Oh, I'm kind of sad about that. You know, I want this game to be really good. I take no joy in seeing bad things from Paradox. This game is great, but the updates have been kind of awful in a lot of ways. I'm glad they're happening, though. Oh, ho, 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 bye, Paris. Damn, we didn't get time to steal their artwork. Anyway, let's go and murder some French people and take the war goal, which is Lower Artois. Yeah. Somehow this stream. No, you mother lovers. Ah. See, they wouldn't be able to do this if I'd actually sunk their fleet, but no, their fleet just runs away, and now I have to worry about a bunch of crummy Danes in my land. You know what? I don't want to worry about a bunch of crummy Danes in my land. West Riding, you are now called into this war. You have no choice. Do any of the rest of you have actual units? Yeah, Nottinghamshire will crush you. I suppose this is another nice reason to have these guys hanging around. They can actually defend my mainland from little incursions of them. If the Danes had sent over a proper army, that might have been worth concern. But does Denmark even have a proper army? See, this is why I sent my fleet to auto-hunt, but they didn't want to do that, so... now I have to keep an eye on it, but the game doesn't give you any alerts for being invaded. It's just bad all the way down, unfortunately. And I can't even destroy this fleet. All I can do is steal from it. And they're going to run one province away because it's super freaking broken. Where's the Atlantic Erminger? Wherever it is, the Netherlands are trying to get their toehold in the New World. Ah, dead French levies. The only French levies I want to know. But yeah, we'll continue our... Unless you're barely running away to anywhere. Gains food from Brie, they're going to Aumail, but nah, they're gonna shatter retreat. Let's go and take down another fort then. There has been a rebellion that I was not alerted about in Nimoy. The rebellion comes from a country that was so weak it was just an army-based country. I'm very grateful I started my war with France because I have a funny feeling that this would have been backed by France, meaning I get pulled into that French war again. A war that could annex France in one shot, but only for my subject. But as it stands, I'm pretty sure you can put them down on your own, right? Well, for some reason you're making naval levies here. How about an actual army levy? Yeah, screw it, they can figure it out. Just like my subjects can figure out beating up Danes. And they want to do Dane law again. Well, I'm a bit disappointed that they managed to take this, and I'm super disappointed that my subjects are not actually fighting them. Come on, you got regs. Kill them! God, they're awful. A lot of people fall downstairs to their death in this game. I was wondering who that was. It was Namur. There we go, the Danes are dead. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Yeah, this is weird. Why are you not raising your levies to actually fight these guys that are trying to hurt you? I'm certain you could raise enough levies to destroy this. Right. Apparently there are no levies that you can raise whatsoever. So you actually want me to go down and destroy that for you? I'd rather not. Could I call you into specifically just this other war? No, I can only call you into the War of Moray Aggression. Could be a problem if they take over. They might completely destroy my subject over here. So I suppose I'd better send some units to take care of that. But ugh, I'm busy. Jake actually posting on the Paradox forums. What a time to be alive. I've mostly just posted bug reports and such. Not sure it's a great time to be alive. French mercenary naval transports. What a horror show. Right, here's a somewhat brilliant idea. I'm going to detach my fleet here and take half of you. And I'm going to detach a little bit of halberdiers and light lancers to go and... Whoops, that's not the button I wanted to press. Maybe that's a mistake I made with my fleet earlier. Instead of sorting them, I split them in half. Anyway, get your arse over to Montreal, and I will go and liberate my poor subject. What was that? Portuguese have once again decided to shift the line. They're certainly taking advantage of the fact that I don't care. But, you know, good on them for it. At our ages, are we even counting the alive as still? What, Kevin? Sorry, you lost me there. I know those were words, but they didn't work the way words are expected to. Let's get myself down there and destroy that army-based country. That'll put an end to the revolt altogether. But yeah, good thing I didn't have France backing that. Would have drawn me into a fairly inescapable conflict again. Okay, looks like France just wanted to go up and naval blockade me for reasons unknown. I guess I'll completely destroy their navy then. If I can. Could you target them? The targeting enemy navy thing is another thing that really doesn't work particularly well, or indeed it feels like it doesn't work at all sometimes. Because it seems to chase where the enemy used to be and not where they... What the hell is this? Okay, sure. The mind boggles at what happened in Lizard Point there. Looks like my naval presence fleet engaged their transports, meaning the Caddox didn't actually get a chance to engage properly. What it looked like was that they just split off from the fleet there. Humanism sounds good. -12 stability doesn't sound good. Don't worry, boss. You're just taking a shortcut. Well, shortcuts make long delays. Oh, Lord, here we go again. Game is just killing me by not destroying these fleets at all. Yeah, nice naval invasion. I can't believe this wasn't fixed in the latest update. The navals are just broken right now. This isn't one of those, oh, the game is unplayable because, you know, there are 5 more pops in Pisa than there should be. Naval combat is just broken, period. What a fight, except they all just run away peacefully. Okay, great. Imagine if land combat was like this. No actual fighting and nobody died. They just move away. Not even moving away. Get out of here. They just get a free new invasion. Disgusted. Well and truly disgusted. Would you prefer Hearts of Iron naval combat over EU? Never. I've been traumatized by Hearts of Iron naval combat. Hearts of Iron is one of those games that I love to think about playing, but I would hate to actually play. It's kind of like Victoria in that way. I mean, you couldn't make me play Victoria 3 at gunpoint, but I still like thinking about it. The freaking... Like, those boats shoot up... They should be all dead. Absolutely, unequivocally dead. Oh, my days. All of the last session is coming back to me. Worked out this way as well. Completely unable to destroy the enemy fleet. It just wanders around and around. It'll probably do the same thing again, so... Let's chase him down again. All right, you guys are still here, aren't you? Maybe you could actually, like, put up a wooden wall. Meanwhile, our invasion in the south is coming along swimmingly. Uh-oh, he's doing it again. Somebody stop him. What the... Oh, it makes me want to cry. He stole the transports. Where did the troops go that were on them? They got turfed out of the transports. They were weighing them down. And slowly but surely he's going to have no transports left. Except he's bringing in another fleet and thinking against it. So you probably don't want any naval fights that include heavies. If you can only capture, it'll end up making your you the naval hegemon. Naval hegemon only includes heavies, and there's nothing stopping me just dismissing them. Plus, I would need another 4 of them to be competitive. And if I came close to that, I would just get rid of them. Because, yeah, naval hegemon is actually bad for you. All right, 1 more core province, and the Irish are done for. Yeah, there we go. We just need, what is this? Seal Morelloch. And it's not too far away from being done, so I'm okay with that. And the eradication of the Scots continues unabated. Oh, that is nice. I mean, that is so freaking nice. Get them out of Aberdeen. Long, long ago, I was considering spitting out the northeast of Scotland and having a subject integrate them, but all in all, I'm quite glad we decided to keep it for ourselves. It feels a lot better when I do it by my own hands. And there are places in Flanders that now are reduced to petting zoo levels of Franconians. Alright, Arras is down. Danes are coming for more. I have a choice on what to liberate first, and I think I liberate the north first. Save whatever that province is called, and destroy the French over here, and then get back to Ile-de-France. Alright, good, good. For now, the Danes are done for. Oh, what? No, I made a mistake. I assumed they'd be dead, but now they're just fleeing away. That probably needs to be dealt with. Go and kill them. They're not even fleeing, they're just sailing. Then I'm going to find that they've got access to the Musen and just land in Wales. Like Pope Boy did. Would you kindly die? No, no he won't. Keep killing him. Box in the Danish Navy with and let them stack wipe themselves. Problem is boxing them in, you know. It's a lot of sea zones to box in. Even this would have to be boxed, right? Yeah. And from any of those places, they can come to any of these places. Boxing them in doesn't seem fine. Also, they can just flee through it. If you attempt to box in a navy in this build, what happens is... Are you coming for me? I mean, I'm open to that, but sure. What happens is they run in, they engage, they instantly flee, and they just break through your blockade. So, it's broken, is what I'm getting at. Where are they going? They're going to the southern bight. Doesn't show that there's going to be an engagement there. Maybe they can get through it fast enough. We'll find out soon enough. What do you guys even do? Oh, you're still engaging them. Okay. Yeah, naval combat's just complete bonkers right now. Hey, Jake, I'm enjoying Factoria's Space Age right now. I was wondering, what's your take on Gleba? So many straight up hate it. It's a skill issue for those people that hate it. Gleba's an amazing planet. Other than outer space, it's the only truly infinite resource planet. I find it very fun to work with spoilage. Yeah, so it's a really cool planet. Many people complain about it, but they're just complete skill issues. They can't adapt. You know, they want their enormous, endless buffers and whatnot. So these people that you're hearing hating it, I mean, they're not worth the paper their filthy cages are lined in, so disregard them entirely. Am I chasing you down here? No, we've already won. Take them out in Paris. Yeah, you can say no thanks. Did you know you can legally just ask a naval power to not blockade you because it's illegal? And they will have to just let you go. Just, what is... I mean, I suppose it's a way to farm war score and won battles, but it just leads to this. These annoying little broken up, scuttering navies. How did they break it so badly? I mean, there's a lot of things that lead me to wonder, how did this break? How did diplomatic annexation get inverted? How did naval combat get broken? How did it not get caught? I'm a little bit sympathetic. I mean, I've been in those shoes, right? But I'm still baffled. Absolutely baffled. Right, at least my army is down here. We can clear those guys out and head on back home. Just want that war to end. Yeah, maybe going to Gleba first would not be advisable, though. One of the big reasons being that Gleba is the only other planet where evolution matters, and evolution starts ticking the moment you arrive. I usually go to Gleba after I've got access to the Fulgora mech armor, because then you can fly around and destroy the cretins with ease. But, you know, if you want to add to the challenge, then just don't do that. Nobody's forcing you to. Much like I'm not being forced to deal with all these naval combats, but if I just leave them be, they're going to invade Moray Heartland. Oh my days. And look, he still just gets to freely invade, because his boats aren't bloody dead. I have to pick them apart one by one. It's like picking the wings and legs off of flies. Except nowhere near as fun. Yeah, you know what? I had actually forgotten about how completely broken naval combat is. If I'd remembered it, I probably wouldn't have started playing today, and I probably would have waited for the patch. Wait, no, I would have gotten the patch, and the patch was even more broken. Okay, I take it back. Everything's foobar. Are you in or going to this estuary? You're going to the estuary, okay. Maintenance cost for even a handful of boats is kind of pricey. Oh, but they are properly running away for once. Yeah, I would like to be able to sell all these boats, that's for sure. Alright, took a bit. We managed to get one of these wee buggers integrated. Full cores? Wait. What? I killed the army didn't exist, and then we end up in white peace with the no-landed country. Interesting, I thought maybe the game would award me in some manner for my achievement there. But thinking gets me nowhere once again. Get back, possibly to Montreal. Once you realize that Bioflux is quite stable and the best source of nutrients, Gleba is not so tough to make work. You just need to rethink how you do things. It's not even that much of a rethink. Everything you deal with in Gleba, you've already dealt with before. You know, like getting an extra good put out that you don't want. We already had used up nuclear cells, and you just process them much the same way. Oh, you need nutrients to fuel your biolab things? Oh, well, ooh, that's just like putting coal in a boiler, frankly. I love Gleba. And hey, I built Gleba in my my 100% death world. And not to toot my own horn, but it was a magnificent Gleba. Where's the actual French army? I'm not sure if such a thing exists anymore. Oh well, in that case I'll just grab my my occupations. Actually, I will tell you what, I am really, really mad at the broken naval here. I want to just focus on murdering France, but the fact that I have to manually keep fiddling around with these navies is becoming very, very unpleasant. So here's what's happening. I'm going to save this game, and I will return to this game when naval is not a broken pile of hot, steamy garbage, which is what it currently is. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. It's like the best thing Paradox put out. But I'm playing as a naval nation, and naval is broken. So please fix Paradox Tinto, and then I will return. Which is a shame, because you know, this should be like the chill-out session of Moray. We've managed to cripple our biggest, baddest opponent, but this is no thank you, my lord. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. I really want to get back on the DDR, and that will be 95% happening until I am back with it. So cheers and cheerio.